Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. The message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My name is Tatenda, and I was once a witch when I was still back home in Zim. So for many years, I was taught by my own grandmother. We were deeply involved in these dark arts of using spells, charms and rituals to manipulate the lives of others for my own gain. You won't even believe it, and it is quite easy for someone who has never had a spiritual encounter to say that this is nothing but a lie. When I was still in grade 5, I remember that there was this hyena that used to accompany me to school, and what it will do is that if a teacher would beat me, this hyena will mess up that teacher's life. So when I was still in high school, a lot of teachers, they were afraid of me because they had noticed that whenever a teacher would beat me, then they will start to have bad luck. What will happen is that the hyena will mess up their lives, including my own grandmother, because after a teacher would have beaten me, then my grandmother will immediately know. Then when I would have returned back home, my grandmother will call me. We will go into this other room where we used to keep all the grains, and then we will call out the snake, which we will send to the teacher's house to cause confusion in his or in her marriage. Right now, I am living in Ireland, far from the village where we once practiced my craft, but I am now a changed woman, and I feel that it is my duty to share what I have learned, especially the importance of prayer, particularly at 9. So what happened is that when I was all grown up, I struggled so much to get into a relationship. My grandmother had died at that time. I tried all the charms that my grandmother had taught me to make a man become. I tried all the charms that my grandmother had taught me so that I can get myself a husband. Unfortunately, I felt all the men that I was getting, they were those ones that wanted to sleep with me. Finally, then I met another man who was already working in South Africa, and then he married me. When he married me, I struggled so much to fall pregnant. I could not fall pregnant, Brother Nashi, no matter how hard I tried. This man, he was someone that was very simple. He was not rich, but I love my husband so much. It was the one who told me that we needed to pray each and every time when he would be praying. This was after his boss had given him a Bible. So we will just do these crazy Bible studies that I used to hate a lot. So I'll just pretend as if I was praying, but I'll be hating him for that until we started going to this other Pentecostal church. When I went to that Pentecostal church, that was when I gave my life to Christ. Just like magic, 2 months down the line, I found out that I was pregnant. Then I started to hear voices, and I was told that it was time for me to throw away all the charms that had been left behind for me by my own grandmother. In our country, we call it a basket of charms. This means that if you have that basket, it means that you are a witch. So my own grandmother had given me this small basket that was full of charms. I had even brought this basket with me to South Africa. My husband did not even understand why I had that little basket. So this basket, during the day, it used to be empty. Those charms to other people that did not have their spiritual eyes opened up, they would not see the charms, but the charms will be there. But at night, these charms, they would appear. Then I'll start to use them physically and spiritually until I gave my life to Christ. I went to this other river as I had been instructed by the voice that used to speak with me, and I threw away that little basket and the charms, and I stopped being a witch. So I want to tell you most of the things that I used to do when I was still a witch. In the world of darkness, we used to believe that we have control over everything, and we could do whatever that we wanted. But in truth, I was just blind. This spirit of witchcraft, it is just a demon like any other demon. It makes you to think that you have so much power, but you do not have power. You can never have power above the people that pray. One thing that I came to understand something that I learned the hard way is that 9 p.m. it is very important. So there is a post that you posted the story about the man who claimed that he saw angels using a stairway to heaven at 9 p.m. Some might dismiss it as fantasy, but as someone who was once a witch, I am here to tell you that it is true. During my time as a witch, I learned that there are certain times of the day when the spiritual realm is more active, more accessible. 9 p.m. is one of those times. If you check that, even people, when they die in the early hours of the morning. It is for a reason. I have seen it myself, both in my old life and now in my new life. At 9 p.m., the stairway to heaven, it opens up, and the angels, they will be ascending and descending, carrying the prayers of the faithful up to the throne of God. It is like a sacred time, a time when the connection between heaven and earth is at its strongest. In the world of darkness, we used to fear this time because we knew that the prayers that will be said at 9 p.m. were more powerful, more likely to break through our evil influences. Now that I have turned my life around, I make sure that I pray at 9 p.m. every night. It's a time when I feel closest to God, when I know my prayers are being heard. I encourage everyone to take advantage of this sacred hour. Just try it. You are not going to lose anything. Try to pray whenever it's 9 p.m. Stop what you are doing and try to pray to God so that God can give you whatever that your heart desires, because it is a time when heaven is listening. I call it the time when heaven is listening, when angels are near, when your prayers can truly make a difference. I used to be part of the darkness, but now I am glad that I am walking in the light. I want to help others to see the truth, to understand the power of prayer, especially at 9 p.m. Don't take this time for granted. Use this time to connect with God. Start a little bit, and within a short period of time, you're going to see that you will be enjoying to pray at 9. Do not take this time for granted. And if you seek guidance and if you want peace in your life, that is the best time to pray about this stairway, the stairway to heaven. I guarantee you that this stairway to heaven, it is real and it is open to all who seek it with a sincere heart. I have made mistakes in my past, but I am now committed to living a life filled with faith, hope, and love. I pray that my testimony will help others to see the importance of prayer, and that it will inspire you to make 9 p.m. a sacred time in your life. The angels are waiting. All that you have to do is to pray. Even when I came here to Ireland, the woman who became my friend, she was a professional. I never thought that she was a witch. But then I started to see her in my dreams. I saw her. She was in South Africa, yet she had never been in Africa, even though she is from Zim. She was born here, but I saw her in Africa. She was leading me to that same river in South Africa where I had thrown away all of those charms. So she said, let us go underneath the water so that we can collect these charms. And I knew that this woman, she wanted me to become a witch again, and I said no. And I woke up and I started praying. The next day, this woman, she hated me so much, but I know that it was because she wanted me to become a witch again. That is why she hates me like that. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. That was the translation of the message that was sent to me. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.